Alright guys, I'm recording a bit late today, but I should be recording earlier tomorrow. Oh, there's only 3 days left. Maybe I should get serious. Or maybe it's the preseason and no one cares. So let's go. So, you can imagine I have Elite EISO on Colossus, which stupid thing. Unfortunately removes... Like, the first match would be the psychic immune person, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Anyways, now I'm just irritated, because that shouldn't be the first match. Alright, let's do this. Okay. So, yeah. Elite EISO on Colossus, although I had to, forego his other one. He doesn't start out protecting, which kind of sucks, but all these guys are bruisers. He's blaster. If they swing at him, it's their fault. So yeah, I'm gonna hit him with that. She's probably just gonna buff remove, so there's no point in even attacking her first. Sweet. Swing the short right. Yeah, of course. Alright, so that targets. So that's good. Alright, so we're gonna take half damage. And we ought to be good. But today, I'm not really gonna be talking much about the action going on the screen. I wanted to talk about Union Jack. Oh my goodness. So, I feel like Union Jack is like that guy that's just had a hard time since this game came out. I don't need an extra turn, I just need the Psychic tap. So, pretty much... Let me just see who's messaging me. Oh, okay. Pretty much Union Jack has suffered the entire duration of the game. Think about it. Like, what are his problems? So let's just say we're not talking about PvE here, obviously, because in PvE he's clearly pretty amazing, right? I mean, what does he not do PvE that you'd want him to do? He does everything. Like, he's honestly one of the strongest PvE heroes in the game. Like, by a good margin. But, you take all that stuff that makes him strong in PvP, and it's like everybody just has an answer for that. Like, everybody. So, let's start at one piece at a time. So, first of all, he has high damage potential, but he doesn't start out with high damage. Like, you can start the match and he'll be pretty good. He'll be okay as long as he's not against the Bruiser. Okay, no, that's skipping points. Okay, so his damage just literally takes too long to rack up. Let's just organize this. So his damage takes too long to rack up. Every time he gets a follow-up or counter or, any of that stuff, his bounding, I think it's just follow-up actually, his bounding will give him an extra turn. So, you get that from Scrapper bonus, you get that from his passive. So that's 2 ways of getting it. The problem is, this guy exists in most teams. So whenever he's there, you literally just aren't going to get that to work. That's unarmed. So because of that, you're really just going to suffer 90% of the time. Because if you get combo breakered, you don't get the boost. If you have to swing at a Bruiser or somebody who's not an infiltrator, you're not getting a boost. So that kind of already makes his bounding EISO kind of lame. Like, it's already lost a lot of its effectiveness. But okay, that's one part. You can go without that. So what else is wrong with using Union Jack? Well, look at the general gist of what we're fighting already. This is the second team. Well, okay, she's Scrapper. I'll give you that. But normally, you fight a bunch of Bruisers. And the meta has been sitting on Bruisers for a long time. So because of that, he's automatically at a disadvantage. And he's not... Hold on. He's not one of those people who are like, Havoc. You know, Havoc's like, my skill set has a direct counter to my counter class. Sure, that's about the dumbest way of trying to fix a problem you could ever go, but whatever. He fixes it. Wonderful. So is that good enough? Well, yeah, for him it is. But you look at Union Jack and he doesn't have that. And then if that's not bad enough, you look at his skill set. And you'll notice that he actually has all removable buffs for the way he works. So you can't, like, keep him debuffed. He's taking no damage. I don't know if it's just that they're... Whoa! Oh my god. Weaker or what? He's taking no damage. Explosion. But, no, they have some. It's not like mine, though. But yeah, like, his buffs are removable that he puts on himself, so you can just easily shut down what he's doing. This is stupid. What the hell? You can easily shut down what he's doing. Like, one cleanse and he's toast. And the next thing that's wrong with him is that he's a gamble. And let's be real, like, you don't really want a team based on a gamble. You'd rather have a team where it's like, okay, I feel confident in the strategy that I'm doing will work without much luck involved. Sure, there's hit chance, okay. There's combo breaker chance, maybe. You know, little things like that. But you don't want your whole game to be like, okay, dice roll, dice roll, dice roll, because like, eventually you might not even roll high enough to follow up. And if that happens to you too many times, you lost your character. And in this Bruiser-filled meta, you know, if he's not blowing everything up immediately, he's not getting anything at all accomplished. So he's just gone. Literally, he's just gone. And you just don't get anything. And that really sucks. When you're trying to win. You know what I mean? I mean, if you weren't trying to win, they'd be like, oh, okay, well, screw it. But let's be real. Everyone's trying to win. We're all trying to get that adamantium, vibranium, whatever. You are not immune to psychic. What in the world? So, that's just kind of silly on its own. Like, you look at, say, okay, look at the other two people who work just like that. So, Rocket Raccoon is like that mandatory guy you gotta put in that team center. And the reason why you gotta put him in there is that he does what you need him to do. Like, what you need him there for is to get the triple follow-up so that your other guy has more follow-up chances when he goes. All resurrection? Are you kidding me? Is he using the whole set? Oh my god, this is so weird that I'm like not even thinking clearly right now. What is this dude picking? Okay, I just wanted to make sure I can still buff. But yeah, so, you know, Rocket Raccoon is like that mandatory person for that setup. But then you look at Spider-Man Noir, and you just look at that and you're like, well, Spider-Man has... Well, he's a generalist, so that's safer. I mean, there's just no getting around safety. You want that, right? So he's not only safer, but he's also, you know, really capable of getting what you need. Like, you can't attack him stealthy. He doesn't really require any pre-set up deals. He's more defensive oriented. Being that he preemptively counters stealthy, you know, that's really strong. But you also have the advantage that you can web. And web is really good right now. You know, as you can obviously tell. Like, webbing somebody pretty much screws them over because it's like impaired that they can't resist. So they just pretty much have to deal with the fact that you just applied, you know, a damage reduction, a crit removal, and I think it like lowers your evasion too. And then if they keep hitting you with it, it's even worse. Well, Union Jack, he just wide opens and flanked and a couple other things, but it's a lot of things that have like become really commonplace. So it's like you're not even special for that anymore. Like flanked originally was kind of his thing, because he was the first one with it. And then over time, you know, a lot of other people got it, and then a lot of people got wide open, and then a lot of people, you know, they got lock on. Because I think people even had lock on beforehand, so it's not even that big of a deal. But you know, all of that stuff, you know, being that you can get it from other people, you look at him and he doesn't really have any defensive options. And, you know, it's not always about going in this game and just beating someone down. Like, that's, oh, I'm dumb. That's not the, you know, the whole game. You also have to survive. Like, what if you can't just beat someone down? What if you're fighting someone who you know is just going to hit you so hard that anybody who gets touched is going to disintegrate? Well, your best bet is to actually just not disintegrate. I mean, you don't really have too many other options. You don't want to die. Union Jack can't help you. And his A ISO on his third skill that's supposed to prevent buffs, yeah, that doesn't work. I tried. I have it. I have like all of Union Jack's gear. And he doesn't do anything. And the fact that the rest of the people who play like him work better together with just each other, well, then there's no reason to put him in your team. And so that's pretty much, I guess, the general gist of what I don't like about Union Jack. And it just... I keep feeling like for him, for a while it was like, I'm not like some sort of weird character loyalist or anything, but I just thought some of the characters they added to the game seemed pretty cool. And I learned most of the things I've learned about Marvel from this game. So, you know, I see Union Jack and I'm like, oh cool, he sounds pretty interesting, you know. And then I saw Wonder Man, and I was like, hey, he looks pretty interesting too. So, Wonder Man is actually good right now. He's actually really good because the meta's still a bit on Enchantress, but it's really catered to protect bruisers, and he's good against Enchantress because he can hobble her to make it so he always eats the magic missiles. He can't take any dot damage from her at all. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all you need. I mean, she can't touch nobody else if she's always hobbled. So you're pretty much good to go. So that's amazing. I could... I'm just gonna try to kill him. Not sure how he got around that, but okay. And his only real issue right now is that he's fully unarmed damage. And unarmed damage is not terribly great right now. Colossus is kinda like Wonder Man in a sense, but I think Wonder Man's better right now. Cause like sure, okay, Colossus he's mostly unarmed. He has one thing that's not unarmed and it sucks. It's just kind of something to output some damage on a ground attack. Because honestly, they need to do more with it. It's pretty lame right now, to be honest. I don't think they really took into consideration what it needed to be. Well, I mean, power creep. I mean, it's an old skill. He's an old skill set. Like, he could use some help. Like, they need to go back and actually do something to the majority of the X-Men. Because most of them are outdated. Like, Emma Frost is still alright. Give her a little something. Like, just a little bit. Nothing, like, too outrageous. I mean, she has a clear weakness. Okay, that's cool. You know, she's really high damaging. I mean, mental anguish is a bit corny. But, I mean, it's whatever. That's fine. I'll take corny. Let me prevent these heals here. Oh yeah, like Colossus, like a lot of the old Bruiser protects are just kind of lame. And what they could really do, if they wanted to be smart about it, you have now a wide variety of protect types. You know, you got a couple of tactician ones. You got a bunch of bruiser ones. And it's like, okay, now it's time to take what we got and really flesh out what we really want them to do. Because right now there's just some of them who are just clearly better than the rest. Like, I think Groot might be good enough to put back in my tier list. I don't see why not. Like, I took him out a while ago, but honestly, he's pretty good right now. It wouldn't be a bad idea. So, because Groot, he's all unarmed too, I think, except for that ground attack. So that sounds pretty similar to Colossus. But the thing is, he's probably the best at, like, surviving in general. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't blow up. You know, he always AoE protects, so you don't have to, like, invest or anything like that. Like, you just start with that. His damage is pretty good. You know, at times. But he has a lot of utility, which is something that, like, Colossus only has with his AI so. Because otherwise, you don't have any utility. All he's really doing is punching and protecting. And then he offers, you know, his cover to the whole team, which is mad strong. I mean, I'm not even going to downplay that. I'm actually surprised I killed him, but near fatal and you're gone. So, that's a thing. You know, I didn't even refresh the game for today, so I'm just going to play this one, and I'm going to refresh it later. I'm playing yesterday's, so I'm not going to get anything. I'll just switch to a team I actually like. But actually, you know what? Just sitting there chit-chatting and mind them, you know, talking to, I guess, you guys when you hear this. I'm winning. You notice that? Like, I'm not that focused on the match. You know, I'm talking about other characters and other things. And I'm winning. Like, every match. So I think Colossus, I mean, he's not in a good spot. But I don't think he's so bad that he can't do anything. You know what I mean? He's alright. But I just want him to be fleshed out some more. Like, His role, like, he's resistant to psychic. You know, that's cool. He's got, you know, great protect. And he's like a lot of debuff resistant. Well, there's a lot of them. Oh my goodness. There's a lot of them that are highly debuff resistant. You know, that's not something exclusive to him. That's just kind of all over the place. So that's not enough to really, you know, carry his uniqueness through. I mean, you could just take Wonder Man, right? You want somebody who's not going to blow up. Oh, Wonder Man. I can't get dotted. I have an AoE protect, except he can do it all the time. He can't cover his team, but he self-heals like really strong. So it's pretty much, you know... Yeah, oh, he also gets bonus stats like all the time. And sure, he doesn't have the crit resistance of Colossus, but I mean, when you heal all the time, you don't necessarily need that crit resistance anymore. You're not really going to die. You're, you know, super durable and have nothing really to worry about. I mean, there's quite a few characters in this game who really could use just a little bit of help here and there. But it's like really along to protect heroes, because let's take a look at Thing. I mean, what does Thing do that anyone else doesn't? Okay, so Thing, if you hit him, he gets a lot of turns while he's protecting. You know, it's got his protect as a shield. I mean, those are pretty cool things, right? And you can start with it on and have the damage reduction and crap like that. If you just go with the no, I don't care. You just want to go with the who am I talking about? Oh my goodness. I was too busy trying to figure out what move I wanted to do. Oh, Thing. Yeah, so you can figure out... Okay, so he's going to be that rapid turn guy. But, like, the thing is, for a rapid turn protect with also debuff resistance here and there, you know, bleeds, burns, things like that, and his incredibly high defense, well, what are you getting out of your extra turns? He has a crappy punch, another ground quake, and a stun with a high chance to miss. And honestly, that's a mess of a skill set, and it's not good. But I just got an invite to a League of Legends game, so I'm just going to go ahead and upload this and refresh and do this all over again because I didn't, you know, do what I was supposed to do. So I'll have something else to talk about next time. So we had covered pretty much what I think about Bruisers and why I don't think Union Jack is good. Although I wish he was good, because Wonder Man, like I said, was somebody I was interested to see really come up, and all I really said was he needed an AoE protect, and what do you know? He's got an AoE protect, he's not crap anymore. That's wonderful. And then they added that E-ISO, and that's even better. He's just great. Like, I could put Wonder Man in place of Colossus. And sure, the Phoenix 5 passive is kind of like a random let me heal your team every once in a while thing. But it's not quite that big force to carry you through, because his damage is bad. And then he doesn't really offer anything else. But I'll find something else to talk about in the next couple of days of PvP. So I hope you guys have a good one, and go ahead and get your Vibranium at least. It's not really that important here, so the real season comes up soon. We'll see you then.